You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the December 8th, 2022 meeting of the Michigan City Sustainability Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good. Okay, it is 4:30, and I want to call the meeting 4:31. 4:31, and I'd like to call the meeting to order. This is the December 8th, 2022 meeting of the Michigan City Sustainability Commission, and we're beginning our meeting at 4:31 p.m. Laura, may I ask you to take the roll, please?
Tim Bauer.
Present here.
Tristan Bogart.
Here.
Bailey Chavis. She's excused absence, right?
Yes.
Brian Tabney. Absent. Andy Jens Davis.
Present.
Laura Henderson. I'm here. Clarence Halsey. Absent. Daisy Lee.
Here.
Nancy Moldenauer.
Here.
Faye Moore.
Here.
Mary Kate Neary.
Here.
Angela Reynolds.
Here.
Latanya Troutman. Is she excused?
No. Is she by, are you still doing Zoom?
I'm sorry?
No? Okay.
No, we're not doing Zoom any longer. And I can't remember if she's excused or not. I'll need to get back with you. Yeah.
It can be changed.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just gonna send off a thing to her real fast because I don't remember hearing. Did I forward anything to you?
No, just on Mary Gordon.
You know,
Bailey.
I think she may be out of town on business. So, does anybody have her number and could text her to see if she's in pocket or not?
Latanya.
Yeah, Nikki.
I have her number.
Okay, thank you very much for taking care of that. Okay, and Madam Secretary, do we have a quorum today?
Me too.
Okay, thank you all very much for being here. Okay, the first item of business is the approval of the November 10th, 2022 minutes. Would somebody make a motion to accept those?
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
Thank you, Faye. Will somebody second that, please?
Second.
Tim, thank you for seconding that. All in favor, please say aye and raise one of your hands, or both of them.
Aye.
Thank you. And they have passed unanimously. Thank you. Okay, we're moving on to our project teams now, and the first person right up at the top is Tristan, and this is the solar power options for city government buildings.
Yes, not much of an update, just pretty much I just have to update the survey, resend that out, get feedback and whatnot, and then reach out to work on a draft for performance services to let them know about what progress we made in terms of ownership of the land parcels.
Great, and I do want to acknowledge you that finally got pinned down who all of those parcels do belong to and who owns them. So thank you for doing that.
No, thank
that
you.
was a big project for Tristan because he had to look up every single building that the city owns and then figure out, under whose jurisdiction it is, if it's the Department of Park and Rec or, whatever. And I think bottom line, we figured out all were owned by the city, but certain entities may have control over the buildings, so it really was a mixed bag. So I just really want to acknowledge you for sticking with that, because that was a big project to undertake. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Bailey is excused today, so we'll skip over the funeral homes and crematorium with plant a tree opportunity. The next order of business is the project team entitled Waste Reduction, quote, Garbology. And Angie has agreed to share an exciting happening from last evening. So Angie?
we received the Dorothy Buell Youth Environment Award from Save the Dunes, and I was happy to get it. And Misty has had a great impact on us getting it, and I'm excited for all the new projects in store.
Okay, great.
Congratulations.
So congratulations, Angie. And I forgot the name of the gentleman who was the other team leader. You were the team leader at Krieger,
Yeah.
right?
And Frank Anderson, he also came.
Yeah, Frank Anderson was present too. So two of the youth that were the team leaders for the project were there to receive the award, as was Daisy Lee, environmental and science teacher. So Daisy, I want to give you a chance to say something also. Yeah.
About the award?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was nice to have the youth be recognized for their hard work with the recycling project. That was our project last year with the Parks Department, getting recycling bins in all of the local parks except for Patriot Park and Washington Park Beach, which we are working on. At least one of them anyway, Washington Park Beach. So it was really nice to have some kids there to accept the award and have them be recognized, and you know, it makes things a little more real when they realize that people in the city see them and appreciate them.
Okay, great. Thank you so very much. And I just another round of applause. This is evidence of, residents making a difference and our youth becoming leaders in our community. And also just the ongoingness of this tackling the recycling issue that we have in Michigan City. And I just want to say this was one of the areas we targeted because Michigan City has a humongous amount of garbage that's going to a landfill in Michigan. For a city of our size, we have way too much going to that landfill, which means we are not recycling enough as a community. So that's something to take into consideration. I think each of us can have conversations with our neighbors and our friends if we see that they're not using those recycling bins that all of us have been given. And, we need to do it, really, because this is the way that we're cutting down on natural resources that are being taken out of the ground and used, specifically oil, for plastics. So anyhow, just encourage everybody to keep on it, and we're getting there. We're making a difference, so that's what matters. Okay, let me see. We are now moving on to continue promoting the Soul Smart Silver designation with partner Indiana University Resilience Cohort. And I did have that conversation with Skylar York, and it looks like we may be able to qualify for gold level designation. But we're going to need to go back and pull out the report that was given to us by the consultant to find out areas we may not have gotten points for. And Tyler said with the hiring of new inspectors in his department, he was sure they'd be able to guarantee the 3-day turnaround for inspection on solar panel installation. So I'm looking at this as something we're going to work on this coming year. Okay, so I see this as being a year-long project, and the people that are part of that committee are Laura Henderson, Tristan Bogart, Angie Reynolds. Thank you for coming on to that project, and myself. So we'll take it slow and steady, but we'll be there by the end of 2023. Okay, how does that sound to everybody?
Sounds reasonable.
Yes.
Sounds reasonable.
Be
Okay.
nice.
Great. I didn't want it to be a mad rush like we were doing to try to get the silver designation, because I know all of us
Yeah, get it in.
we were going a little crazy with that particular project.
I just have one question, Nancy.
Sure.
So you're going to look up what it takes for the gold designation, and then you're going to send it to us so that...
Yes, and all of you on the committee, I did forward to you the handbook
the committee.
Do you remember that, the handbook?
I remember the handbook. It's been a
Okay.
minute.
And then what I can do is I can pull up the handbook again, get that to you, and then I'll also pull up the report that was provided to us by the consultant. So what we're going to need to do is look at what the consultant didn't give us points for and what we were aiming to get. I know for sure that Soul Power did not get the points that it could have had because nothing had been published in the public domain.
Now it has.
Now it has, because of the case study that the United States Department of Energy did. It's now documented by a reliable source, so we can get those points. And I have a feeling there may be others because probably they were just looking at, okay, they're going for silver. Okay, we have enough. So they may have drawn a line and not gone any further than the points that were required for silver. But I didn't bother looking at that report at all because the Development and Inspection Department, you know, at that point in time said they would never feel comfortable about guaranteeing that 3 working day turnaround regarding the inspection after installations have been completed. Okay? Okay. I have some exciting news while we're on this. As I left the house, they lifted the last solar panel onto the roof. So solar panel installation has finally been completed on my home after a 2-year journey. And it had nothing to do with the company that's installing them, Jefferson Electric. It had nothing to do with Solar United Neighbors. It had to do with us not being able to get the metal to make the roof replacement that we wanted to do. So I walked out of the house and the guy was walking up the ladder and they put on the last solar panel before I left. So very exciting news. And I'll let you all know once the inspection is passed and NIPSCO connects us with the grid and net metering, and it's all operational. But I'm very excited about this. We got 101% coverage, so we should never have to get electricity from NIPSCO ever again. And we got 2 battery packs, which means any blackouts we have, energy interruptions, we will never be without electricity. And I'm so happy because we had a miserable winter that we were without electricity for 3 days. And we just said, we're getting too old to be able to do this anymore. So anyhow, so some really exciting stuff. And when we get it all done, you know, if anybody wants to come over and have a look, then, you know, welcome to do that. So, okay. Lots of smiles around the table. I like that. So, and you know, Faye was our commissioner that did it first. You did it first, so really I want to acknowledge you for that.
I'm so happy about it.
I know, you are. Faye smiles every time she talks about her electric bill.
Every time I see that bill,
So regardless of what's going on with net metering, I think that that's the reason you save money, yeah. And when we get down to Solar United Neighbors, I'll be talking more about the case that's going before the Supreme Court, Indiana Supreme Court. Okay, Carbon Neutral Indiana. Let me see. Books are still available. Oh no, I forgot my book today. Oh. Okay. I was supposed to take a picture with Faye for Daniel because he's putting together a poster with all of the people that were interviewed in the book. So Faye will need to get together, okay, and take a picture for his poster. I had it set out somewhere, but I don't know what happened to it. So that's what's happening. Let me see if there was anything else. There's nothing else from Daniel except the book's available, you know, order it, let other people know about it. The more time I spent with this book, the more impressed I am with all of the activities that are going on in Indiana that are green-based and are aimed at lowering our total greenhouse gas emissions footprint. So that's that.
The talks, little conversations that he set up between people about the book. Those
Yeah.
are coming up.
They're coming up. Did anybody sign up for any of those?
Yeah,
I did.
Monday.
You're doing yours Monday? Okay. Great.
I signed
And
up too. I've got to see when mine
You
is.
signed up also? Okay. Do you know if it's still possible to sign up for those? Probably, as long as
Probably.
they're still open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's not till January.
Yours is until January. Okay, so explain what that is, please, Laura.
Okay, so people who got the book were asked if they would be willing to participate in a conversation with other people who have the book. Tell me if I said anything wrong.
No, I think that's the gist of it.
And so Andy and I both signed up for it and got assigned. So and he asked you, if is this date going to work for you and whatnot. So
Okay, and
it's all by Zoom, of course.
all you have to do is go to carbonneutralindiana.org, okay? And then you'll find a way to be able to sign up for the book talks. That's great to know. Okay. And I didn't realize they were doing those virtually. I thought they were like traditional book clubs that you get together with people someplace and do it.
That'd be fun too.
That would be
But,
nice.
yeah, so we as a,
We should do that.
we as a commission
Oh, side
could
note.
decide, we could decide to do
We
that
could
as
do
a
that.
commission, later on. Probably get through the winter months because we're all going to hibernation right now. And some people are afraid of dark and snow, in the evenings, so. But let's put that on the agenda for possibly spring, summer. That would be a great idea to do. Okay, awesome.
Nancy
Yeah.
responded. She is out of town preparing for Indiana Solar Congress.
Saturday. Yes, and that's on the agenda too to talk about. So thanks for the follow-up.
So should I
She's
mark her as
excused. Yeah, she's
Okay.
excused. And I'm sure she sent me an email about that. I'm a little discombobulated because I had, I'll talk about it. I went over to Highland to the town council on Monday. Tuesday, I chaired the Michigan City's Human Rights Commission meeting. Last night, I chaired the Save the Dunes annual membership meeting. And now I'm here chairing the Michigan City Sustainability Commission meeting. So if I'm a little, not my usual self, that's why. And I hope I'm not sharing anything tomorrow. Okay, great. Now we're moving down to the U.S. Department of Energy's National Renewable Energy Laboratory project. And I had a sub-task force meeting on that because it was a meeting that involved Scott Belding, Jamie Huss, who's actually the director of the Washington Park Zoo, Ed Shin, Park and Rec Department, and myself. And it would have been, I had to go with them and when they were available, so it would have been really hard, to have done a larger group. Also, we met at the zoo, so it was one of those things that wasn't even, one of those virtual opportunities. So anyhow, the exciting news is Jamie Huss, director of the Washington Park Zoo, is very open to and extremely excited about putting solar panels on all of these southern-facing buildings at the zoo.
Excellent.
Excellent, yes. Okay. And they're building a brand new education and engagement center. It's going to be where the building is closest to the WPA building that's like between there and the entrance. Right now it's where they hold all of their classes. And if you remember back a few years ago, it's where they sold their snacks and drinks and stuff like that. They're going to be tearing that building down and building a 2-story building there. Part of it is going to go back into the hill, which is going to make it energy efficient. And then they're putting a second story on that, and that will be a southern-facing roof, and they'll be able to put solar panels on there. She's identified probably about 3 other buildings that are potentially sites for solar power. So she's totally on board. So we're going to be moving forward with that.
Nice.
Okay? So how exciting is that? I think let's give a round of applause for Jamie. And
Thank you.
no hesitation whatsoever. You know, it's like, this is the thing to do. It's going to save the zoo money. Because there are 365-day, 24-hour operations. They have to keep the animals warm in the summer. They have to keep them cool. No, warm in the winter, cool in the summer. And they have food that has to keep refrigerated. So they use a lot of electricity there, yeah. And their utility bill is extremely high. And so she was like, anything we can do to bring down that cost, you know, she was fully enrolled. We're still going to do electric vehicle chargers in Washington Park. And that rectangular lot is right, it's a triangular one now. It's going to be redesigned as a rectangular parking lot in front of the zoo. And we're still going to look there to put in the electric vehicle chargers, okay? So at this point, we may not need to do that whole parking lot, okay? We may be able to do just the front of the parking lot and have, you know, charging banks right there, okay? So solar array for those that are going to be right in front. So that's what Ed Shen is thinking right now. But the conversation is still open because we want to hear from everybody that's been a part of the committee to see what your feelings are about it. And if we think we still want to go ahead with doing that whole parking lot, then that could potentially still be possible. Okay? So next steps, we're contacting NIPSCO. Okay, and their coordinator there will work with us and figure out all of the options that we may have there in the parking lot. Okay? Comments, questions, anything about that? Okay.
It's exciting.
It is very exciting, actually. It is. Did I cover everything in that? Yeah, I did. Okay, next is the Northwest Indiana Climate Resilience Action Planning Work Group. And Laura, Andy, would you like to talk about that?
I did not attend the last meeting.
You attended the last one, Laura, didn't you?
Yeah, but that's not on my mind at the moment.
These meetings, I think for all of us that are going to it, they take us beyond.
They're a lot.
They're a lot, yeah. And I'm just going to say they take us beyond probably where our brain capacity is able to comprehend what's going on a lot of the time. Is that honest?
Well, yeah, there's a lot. I mean, it's the entire Northwest Indiana region, and so after the meetings, it's similar to after a class, and nothing bad. It's just that you have to go back over your notes, and you really need to think about what you're going to present the next day, about what you saw, and put it in order, because there's so much going on. The one that I was live for was a lot, and there was breakout meetings. Again, they're full of information. I'm not saying a lot as in bad, a lot, but yeah, if you're not prepared with your notes to speak about that particular meeting. Also, there's a lot of
Stuff that doesn't pertain to our area.
Exactly.
Or our location.
Or specifically us.
We have superseded them.
Yes.
In some of that, because that's why I stopped getting on that meeting, because I feel like Michigan City, we are ahead of that committee.
Yeah.
And so, because I used to get on those meetings also.
In most ways.
But I felt like we were the leaders and they were the followers, and they were not following very well. So. True.
I think there's been an awakening on their part, I believe, Faye, because what I've heard recently is Michigan City already did that.
That's right.
Michigan City has done this, Michigan City this, Michigan City that. So our Sustainability Commission, we're getting recognition in those meetings now. And then also the Michigan City Sanitary District is also being recognized because of all the projects that Mike Cuss did.
That's it.
Yeah, so a couple things came up in the last meeting that, at the sanitary plant, they put in certain, I don't know, it was fans and certain electrical things that they brought down their energy usage tremendously, so that was brought up. And then they were talking about him, giving up diesel fuel and actually transitioning his vehicles to propane. So they've been saving money there also. Those two things came up at the meeting. And I think what I really recognized at that meeting, just generally overall, is their intern. He came up with a grid, a list of best practices and model programs to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And they were from around the whole country, actually. So the towns, municipalities, and counties, as they begin looking at the areas of which they want to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions, they now have a place to go to look up. This program was instituted here. The results of that were this. Okay, so, and that was nationally. Okay, I saw programs from all over the whole country, and what we were able to add at the meeting was what Mike Cuss had accomplished here in Michigan City at the sanitary district. So when people are looking at their sanitary plant, what they can do, then I did provide the link. Mike actually had a case study that was put together by Indiana University, just like we are part of the Indiana University case study for our participation in Soul Smart. Okay, so yeah, Faye, yeah, Faye is speaking the truth. So thank you. Okay, any comments or questions about what's going on with that Action Planning Network? The meeting we attended was held on November 18th, and Laura and I were there. The next meeting is Thursday, December 15th, 1 p.m. via Zoom. That's the next meeting. And if you're available, let me know. So it's me, Laura, Andy that have been attending those meetings. Okay? Okay.
And you can watch them later.
Yeah, you can watch them later. NERC posts them
Also, that's where we
on their site. Yeah, just go to NERC's site and they're posted there. So you can watch them anytime you want to. Okay, next we're down to Soul Power. And Faye, will you give us an update on the graduating class from November 11th?
Sure. First, I would like to say that I really appreciate Merry Christmas to Tanya Trotman. She started us with this Soul Power project and got the research done and whatever, so I want to thank her. Even though she's not here, I hope she will watch our video. And then I'd like to also thank the people that have worked with this group. Because of the NAACP of LaPorte County, IBEW 531, Ivy Tech Valparaiso, Work One, Just Transition Northwest Indiana, and the Michigan City Sustainability Commission, we have had, on November the 11th, we had 10 graduates from the Soul Power program. Started out with 11. So that's a good percentage.
That's extremely high.
It was a 6-week program on solar PV associated training. One of them also received the safety certification. 9 completed the, I'm gonna give you the initials, NAB CEP PV associate exam. So 9 of them completed that exam. So that means they had to do a lot of studying, a lot of hard work, and they had to show up, and they had to ask a lot of questions. And I want to thank Donita Scully for all of that she does to keep that program going. It's a lot of work and very little pay. Also, the exam, and they are awaiting the NABCEP certification results. So, but they did do the program, they went through the 6 weeks, so they did get their certificates, and they have some light refreshments to encourage them, and hopefully they'll spread the word, and we'll have just as many people take the next class, which we're gonna wait till after the holidays and start the next class. So, the certifications and the job training and certification program for solar panel installation. And so we want to thank all of our partners for helping us keep the program going, helping us find people to take the class. And thank you, graduates, for graduating.
Yes.
Absolutely. And just to emphasize again, this actually, we trained installers this time.
Yes.
And the other 2 classes trained
You are watching
installer
Access Report County,
assistants.
Channel 97.
So this is a step up from the other trainings that
Each
were
class we
done.
tend to get, try to move up one more level
Sustainability
in the class. So,
Find more information.
because it takes a while
by
to go through the full program in order to get all of the certifications that's needed to be installers for solar panels, and then also to get the, this is mostly the paperwork and the exams and the coaching in the math and things of that nature. But we have some success records, so thank you for
Absolutely,
graduating
yeah.
guys and
No,
girls.
really, this is awesome.
Do
And
people have to complete the assistant program before they do the installer program?
Yes,
Okay.
because,
It builds,
step up.
yeah.
And you can go on to the LaPorte County NAACP 3061.org website and put your name on an interest list.
Yes.
And Donita Scully will contact individuals when the next offering becomes available. So let people know that, unemployed, underemployed, especially persons of color, and looking at people that live in poverty or near poverty,
And females.
and women also. Yes, thank you for mentioning that. So, just spread the word in the communities that you know about, that this is available. Okay, Solar United Neighbors, we're down here now. And Dan and I finally had the opportunity to communicate with each other. And what I found out is we're on pause as far as round 3 goes. It's not a stop, it's truly a pause. And he is collecting names and contact information for people who are interested in having solar panel installation on their homes or small businesses. Okay, so all you have to do is go on to the Solar United Neighbors Indiana Solar, solarunitedneighbors.org/Indiana website and submit your name and contact information if you want to do this in the future. Okay, I didn't realize he was doing that, but he is. And they're hoping to have installation offered in 2023 again. Now, I'm going to talk about the Indiana Supreme Court because this is important. This is what actually had them stop any installations whatsoever, because arguments have been heard and the challenge has been filed that utilities should not be able to buy solar from homes and small businesses at wholesale and then expect to receive retail prices when the homeowner or the business needs to buy it back. I know, laugh, Andy. You know, and
It's
this,
ironic.
no, it just, yeah, not ironic, it's not right. I'll say that, you know, it's not right. And this came about because of a law that was passed in 2017 by the Indiana legislature, because so many of the senators and so many of the representatives, they take campaign money from the utilities. So this law was totally designed to benefit utilities and to, I'll say it, rip off consumers. Okay, so I'm hoping that they get a favorable verdict from the Indiana Supreme Court. And we should probably know about this pretty soon, since they closed all of their arguments. Okay.
Can I say one thing about the solar? While you're waiting for your panels, have your roof inspected.
Have your what?
Roof inspected.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure it's good to go, because
Right.
mine wasn't.
Oh.
So, one reason why I don't have solar panels as of yet, because I need a new roof. So go ahead, get it looked at, even if you think you're good to go. And then there might be around 3 by the time you replace your roof.
Right. And that happened to a friend of mine also. When they went to have it inspected, needed a new roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of just like a rule of thumb. If your roof is 10 years old or less, there's a good chance it's probably okay, because most roofs are guaranteed for 20 to 30 years. But
yeah,
Get it
that's where
in.
I'm at, the but.
get it inspected, because you never know, you know. Our roof was good for 10 more years because we had a 30-year guarantee on it, but we didn't want to get all those solar panels put up there and then just have to take them all down again in 10 years to put a new roof on, you know. And it was just like, oh, we have 20 years on the roof, we're just going to do it now, you know. So considerations like that are really important. And Andy, thank you for that helpful tip.
Now, I'm curious, who does these roof inspections? Is that the
Well,
solar installers?
in my particular instance, we had a minor leak. And we thought it was minor, and it's not quite minor, and so we're still waiting to get that all replaced. But I mean, we've had it patched. It's fine. Our house isn't caving in or anything. But we actually had a roofer come and tell us, probably not a good idea. We should get this taken care of before you put something on top of that there. So.
A minor leak turned into major repair or complete roof replacement?
Tell me about it.
Well, you know, you've been there with your roof.
I'm not meaning to put you on the
It's
spot.
fine.
Okay.
It's just one of those things, you know.
And
Where
it-
it's when you do home repairs, you think you're only gonna change a faucet and you have to change the whole kitchen,
Yes.
that sort of thing.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
Thank you. I'm glad we have humor present today. That's great. Okay, regarding Solar United Neighbors, this snuck up on me. This Saturday is the 2022 Indiana Solar Congress. Okay, it's happening Saturday. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I checked the time. Did I check the time? No. Is this Eastern time or is it Central time?
Where is it?
It's in Indianapolis. It's in Fishers, Indiana, which is north of Indianapolis.
So they're in the fast time.
But knowing my week, I may have forgotten to change it to, and I could have reversed it, actually.
Actually, Nikki just sent all that information.
Okay,
Perfect.
please read it off.
Solar Congress will be here Saturday, December 10th, starting at 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. in Fishers, Indiana at Hamilton Southeastern Intermediate and Junior High. Guest speakers will include Danita Scully from LaPorte County Branch NAACP. You can also choose to attend online. To RSVP or for more information, visit www.solarunitedneighbors.org/IN Solar Congress.
Could you repeat that slower, please?
The whole thing or
The whole thing,
Okay.
because
Sure.
it went over my head.
All right, Solar Congress will be here Saturday, December 10th, starting at 10 a.m. until 4 p.m.
So stop, that's
it's
9
9
a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Time, because they're in Eastern Time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
So you put the
Okay.
right time.
So I got the right time this week.
Okay. In Fishers, Indiana, at Hamilton Southeastern Intermediate Junior High School. Guest speakers will include Danita Scully from the LaPorte County Branch NAACP. You can also choose to attend online. To RSVP or for more information, visit www.solarunitedneighbors.org/IN Solar Congress.
Great, thank you. Would you repeat that website again,
Website.
please?
Yeah. www.solarunitedneighbors.org/IN Solar Congress.
Great, and I would encourage everybody to get signed up for the virtual offering, and if you can just, drop in for an hour or a couple hours, I guarantee it's going to be well worth your time. And it's going to help build our knowledge bank as a sustainability commission, so that when we're looking at our projects we're working on right now, and we're looking at future projects, we're going to be able to evaluate those more clearly, and make more sound decisions about things like that. Okay, I signed up virtually. I'm still trying to figure out how I can get down to Fishers. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm hoping I can get down there. So anyhow, okay, any comments or questions about that? Okay, I think I covered everything this time. I did. Okay.
Being green.
And caught you being green. And I want to point out that Kevin from Alcove noticed that Andy is always wearing something green. And I don't know what you did with your scarf.
Oh,
but
yeah, the green scarf,
The
yeah.
green scarf is here. You're wearing your shirt with the
There's green
green
on it.
continents on it.
I don't always do it on
I want
purpose.
to point out that Andy has a green water container there that she uses. So
It is actually my favorite color, so maybe I'm in the right business.
maybe.
Right.
Okay, take it away.
Bailey's going to do our next big article, so I'm excited about that. I like having the commissioners to it. Student commissioners. I'm just old. No offense, you're not children. You're young adults at this point. You're still kids,
You're
but,
what?
Anyway, I would love for one of you guys to do another one if you want, or even just a small one if you're not real big into writing huge things. But if there's something you're interested in and you want to write it, or if you want me to write it, that's fine too.
Andy
But I really
will-
like the
You'll
engagement.
interview. You'll interview and write it, right?
Oh yeah, I will.
Okay.
So yeah, if you just, I really like the engagement, and I know you guys are really working hard and doing all the things. So if you want to talk about some of the things you're doing, it'd be great. Tim and I have talked about getting together to get going on Earth Month extravaganza. Of course, we have Krieger Memorial Hall reserved for April 29th. Time to be determined. But I think last year our event was about 4 hours. Were you thinking we should maybe extend it a little, or was 4 hours good? We can discuss amongst ourselves, talk about it later. I mean, we've got some time. But
Your committee can talk about that and
Yeah.
decide, and then come back to us and let us know what you decided.
if you guys liked all
Yeah,
that.
we
so.
don't have to micromanage.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
If you have any ideas, I just love to hear them. So,
Food trucks.
food trucks.
I know where my mind is.
There you go. I like that. Uh-oh. So yeah, Tim and I have been in communications about getting together, maybe before the holidays, if not, soon enough, and get everybody going for that. So,
Okay. Andy, would you announce the date did you announce the date already?
April 29th, and that's a Saturday, and it's at Krieger Memorial Hall.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, we are down now to commissioner comments. So if there's anything that you would like to voice your opinion on, or, you know, if you had something that I skipped over in the agenda like I did last time, Tristan?
I didn't think you skipped over anything. I would just like to say that I was watching Public Broadcasting Channel recently, and they were doing a thing about solar panels, and also they were talking about, because it's not just us in Northwest Indiana that's looking at solar panels, but the whole United States and abroad. But in the United States, they're really the agricultural company, agriculture, the farmers or whatever, they are really pushing the farmers to do solar panels and their, and so anyway, the one that I happen to be watching, the guy was in Texas, and he was talking about how since there's some organization that they got going with the solar panels, and they use sheep to graze, to do the grazing
Excellent.
under the panels to help with the grass or whatever. But they also do crops. They have certain crops that they are doing with under the solar panels. That I didn't catch all the crops that they were
Like
doing.
lettuce and stuff like that?
Excuse me?
Lettuce, broccoli.
I can't remember which crops
Like
they were because I was like doing something. I was multitasking.
Multitasking, background TV.
But it was just amazing the way that he was talking about how much they were able to increase their production in their crops and things, because a lot of farmers are not farming anymore because it was costing them so much with the feed and trying not to use pesticides and all of that and whatever. And with the solar panels, they don't use the pesticides, and they it's just all natural. It comes automatic, you know, or whatever. They're going back to nature with the solar panels. Basically, they're letting nature do the course, and it was just amazing. It was just awesome, and how their productivity increased, and they needed less. They were getting less workers. Well, you know, they couldn't get farmers. They couldn't get people to help. I don't know what he used the term, but I couldn't remember. But anyway, they couldn't get people that wanted to farm anymore, and so they had to figure out. And their equipment was too expensive. So they started this co-op with the I don't know if they're leasing the panels. I didn't get all of that part with the solar panels, but I do know that they were saying and so they extended their solar panels because they were able to produce more crops, and they were able to do it more naturally and less pesticides, less this, less that, and even to harvest it was easier to harvest.
That's extremely interesting.
It was.
And you said this was like a public
broadcast, PBS.
PBS / NPR, like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to
And I
ask
think
you.
it's on YouTube. The way he taught, they had it. They could do it. You could look it up on YouTube.
YouTube also.
It was farming with solar panels or something like that.
Farming with solar panels, okay.
Was the title.
Extremely interesting. The only thing I had heard of before that they were growing under solar panels was mushrooms. If the solar panel installation was low enough, so it was shady like most of the time, then they were able to grow mushrooms, okay. But what I took away from that is most solar panels may be raised up, you know, a little high to produce an ideal situation for growing mushrooms, is what I took away. But this is great. Okay, thank you, Faye. Anything else?
Yeah, Nancy, I think you also got this email from Dahlia, and I have some excerpts here. I thought about Earth Day extravaganza.
Oh, excellent.
At the last Trail Creek Watershed Partnership meeting, Catherine Balkema, who's a grant specialist with Lake Michigan Coastal Program, mentioned potential grant money available for educational outreach, specifically funding for 2020 cycle that needs to be spent by June 2023. She has offered to facilitate the application process, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's the main thing. So I have the contact information for her. So if you, Tim, or actually anybody has some ideas for educational outreach, especially at the Earth Day extravaganza, but any other way too, there is this opportunity. And then she also has another pot of money, which is good through June 2024. So we got a couple of years to
Nice.
get money for Earth Day extravaganza and
All
whatever.
right. Well, I'll get with you.
Yeah,
Yes.
or I should forward this
Just
to you.
forward it,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be
Perfect.
great.
I think we all have comments
Yeah,
today.
yeah,
Excellent.
absolutely. This is wonderful news.
Should I forward it to everybody?
Yeah, just go ahead and forward
Okay.
it to all of us. And Daisy, you'd probably be interested too, at Barker Middle School
Yeah.
also. If there's money available, it has to be spent by this date, then, yeah.
I'll help you spend it.
On our Sustainability Commission, we'll help you spend it. Okay, great. Anything else? Daisy?
So with that, actually, a new project that Tim, Mary Kate, Angie, and I are starting to work on is getting composting in at least our schools, but partnering with hog farmers. And so at least, maybe it's not composting, but at least we're reducing our food waste, and it's eventually turning into compost.
Yes.
As pig,
Cool.
So is
Yeah.
it,
Eat a lot.
is it
of
feeding,
things.
feeding the
feeding the
pigs?
pigs, yeah,
That's composting.
yeah, yeah. Eventually.
It does the thing.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to reach out to some hog farmers and see if they'd be interested, and they get free food, and then we reduce our carbon footprint and our contribution to the landfill.
Just, I don't know about this, but it just occurred to me that maybe if the hog farmers don't work out, maybe the zoo would be a good one to do that too.
Yeah. They're probably more picky about what they feed, but maybe
I don't know.
yeah. I
Probably.
can check. Yeah.
Pigs eat most things
Pigs
Yeah.
do.
Right.
Pigs eat.
because they want to,
Yeah.
all on their own.
All on their own. Their choice.
Don't have to persuade.
No.
Sounds great. It
Excellent
seems
idea.
like
That's a
I've
great
heard
idea.
of restaurants in other communities actually doing this. So if this works out for the schools,
Aha.
It could be expanded.
it could be expanded. So great idea.
Yes.
I love it. And then you're not having to deal with the compost at the school and all of the hassles and headaches that went along with that. I love it. Okay, great. Anybody else have any announcements? Andy?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, good job, everybody. There's at least 2 communities in our area that are using our ordinance and what we've done to try to do the same thing. So we're really doing it, really making a difference in the community. Here, people are talking about us all over Northwest Indiana, and for real. So good job, everybody. Like, we're really, yes, actually put feet on the ground, doing the things. So good job, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
And the additional handout that I gave you tonight, I actually went to the Highland Town Council meeting and presented to them all the accomplishments that we've had so far. So I just want to go through these quickly so everybody's aware. We completed our greenhouse gas emissions in 2019. We created our sustainability action plan based on the highest 3 emission areas. We sourced 2 free electric vehicle chargers for public lot with the assistance of Drive Clean Indiana. Those are being installed right now behind Art Space building. So they moved those from the
Go.
GOAT parking lot to the parking lot behind Art Space. So they're still in the Uptown Arts District. We've increased solar panel installation on homes and businesses, collaborating with Solar United Neighbors. We acquired Sol Smart Silver designation for the city from the U.S. Department of Energy. The sanitary district has significantly decreased fuel costs with conversion of diesel vehicles to propane, while currently our transit department is investigating the transition of its whole fleet to electric, thus eliminating fuel costs. The city ongoingly saves on electricity utility costs with solar panels on some buildings. Thus, the Sustainability Commission is receiving free consultation with the National Renewable Energy Laboratory to install solar. That's at our solar panels at Washington Park Zoo roofs and electric vehicle charging stations, and the workstations for the
Electric vehicle chargers.
no, the workstations for
the device chargers.
device charging at Washington Park and Beach. The rewards we've received from this is we received recognition in newspaper articles, plus the published state and national case studies that we already talked about this meeting. Cooperative relationships with the city council, mayor, planning and inspection department, tree board, parks and recreation department, and the redevelopment commission. Redevelopment commission actually is paying for the installation costs for those 2 electric vehicle charging stations behind Art Space. We're training future government leaders who are being mentored by serving as student sustainability commissioners. And we have free volunteer hours of approximately hundreds monthly. If you add up everything we're doing, we're providing hundreds of hours every month. I'm absolutely certain of that, which turns into thousands of hours annually to improve our city. So that's all we've been doing recently in a nutshell, and I presented that to Highland Town Council, and Don Prisbalinski graciously agreed to answer any questions that the councilmen and the one councilwoman over there may have. So yes, we're getting recognized, and these commissions are beginning to spring up all across Indiana, and I've been told it's because of our leadership. So I just really want to acknowledge everybody for that. Okay, anything else? Anybody else have any commissioner comments? Okay, do we have any public comments today? Any comments from the public? No? Okay. Thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate your presence. Thank you. It was fun. That's the best compliment we can get as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Any announcements? We made a lot of them throughout the meeting. Any additional ones?
Yeah, tonight is the Michigan City Area School Sight and Sound program.
One City, One Sound.
What is it? One City, One Sound.
Yeah,
Okay. One City, One Sound. What time is it?
It starts at 7.
Starts at 7. And where is it at?
Michigan City High School.
And Angie, are you singing this year?
Yeah.
Okay. We are at 5:28, and would somebody like to make a motion to adjourn our meeting?
A motion to adjourn.
Okay. Laura made the motion. It
I'll
was
second.
seconded by Andy. All in favor, raise a hand or 2 hands and say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you all very much.